Hey guys, Crypto Dad here again. Thanks for joining me on the Friday night live stream Q&A from Michigan, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Throw out questions. We'll talk about Bitcoin. Thanks for joining me. Let's kick this thing off. All right, guys. So I didn't have a chance to focus up this camera before I started. So sorry about that. So it's been an exciting week. The altcoin market is really popping this week, and Bitcoin is flirting with 10,000. So a lot of exciting things happening. A lot of good adoption news in Bitcoin. I've got a few things I want to show you tonight. We'll talk about passphrases for your hardware wallets. A couple other things I've got going on, so hopefully I'll remember them when we get to them. So thanks for joining me. Let's slip over here to our big screen. Oh, before that, I need to pop out my chat here and move that over so I can talk to you guys. Watch what's going on there. All right, so Mr. David is here. Good afternoon, good evening. Josh is here. Hello. Lashram Davis is here. Default 1.1. Default 1.1 is here. All right. That's cool. All right. So the first thing we'll just talk real quick about the market. I don't know. Last week, I think we were down around 92, maybe a little higher. But I remember reading a while back, a few days ago or whatever, and it said something like, "Oh, Bitcoin's due for a pullback if it can't break that 9,500 resistance, and so expect it to go lower." And then the next day or two, it was up at like 96.50, 97. It's been kind of last 24 to 48 hours. Bitcoin's been just kind of going like a little over 98 and then pulling back a little bit and a little over and a little under. So we're right at 98. We still haven't managed to like break through 10,000, but you know, that's okay. But look at all the altcoins. I mean, Ethereum is at 221. I think last week we were at 180, 190 or whatever. It just keeps going up. And XRP is at 27. It's looking at 30. I don't know. I don't follow XRP that close. Litecoin is back up at 43. If you remember, not too long ago, it was down around 40, maybe a little less. Binance coin has been on a tear, 21.62. I think last week it was probably around $17 or $18. Cardano up around 6 cents now. That's good. Even Tron's making some headway. Monero is still on a tear from a few months back when it was only like 43. Stellar is a little bit down according to this chart, but Stellar was down around 5 cents not too long ago. So big gains in the altcoins. That's really good to see. So Electra Jim, you like turtles, zombie boy. I like that. Linux Lewis, hello. Jeff Hoddle Review, hello. Josh Davis. I was thinking Crypto Dad is a cool name and all that, but what about Crypto Parent? It's more general, neutral, and inclusive. Well, you know, I'm a boomer, you know, and I'm a male, so I guess Crypto Dad was my first choice. That was a while back when I chose that name. And now that I've created the brand, I don't want to jump ship. But good general gender neutral suggestion. Oh, okay, Josh. See, you got me going, didn't you? Hey, Scott. Wonderful to have you. Can one buy dirty Bitcoin on Coinbase? Coins used for nefarious purposes? I don't know. I don't know where Coinbase gets its Bitcoin. They may buy it fresh from a mining farm. Um, they may buy it from brokers. I don't know, but Bitcoin has a blockchain. Every Bitcoin has a blockchain history. And it's not just one Bitcoin, Bitcoin is dividable. So there may, we can talk in percentages, but it's hard to say. I don't know that Coinbase does any due diligence on the history of the Bitcoin that it sells. Has to get it somewhere, right? They're not creating it, so they have to be buying it directly from miners or buying it from other exchanges. God knows. That is a subject that I've never thought to delve into. But anyway, so I've got this news BTC article in the description. Oh, and before we go too much further, guys, please check out my description. I put a lot of work into the description. So I've got my referral links at the top. I've got all of the news stories that I'm talking about. I've got them listed down here with links so that you can read the article yourself. I've got a few links of interest on privacy and anonymity. I also want to give a shout out to Crypto.com. They've been doing a lot of these listing events where if you stake their CRO tokens, and this is for the big boys now. I think they have a lot of rich clients over in Asia. But when you stake CRO, which is basically, it means you buy a bunch of CRO from them and then you stake it on their platform, which means you leave it there for 6 months. If you've done that, you're eligible to participate in these listing events. And when you do these listing events, you reserve a certain amount, and then they bring in a cryptocurrency. And in this case, this time, it's going to be Atom. And they basically look at all the people that have joined the listing and put in like a deposit, and then they kind of split the amount of Atom, in this case, that they have among all the people, and at a 50% discount. So pretty cool. And these listings have been pretty successful. So there's a link down there. This is not for U.S. citizens or Chinese or Bulgarians or anyone from Hong Kong, but any of my other viewers are eligible to participate in this kind of stuff. They're fishing for the big whales, right? Anyway, check out my Ledger links. Check out my Brave browser link. Check out my Binance US link. And down a little further, there's a bunch of my Ledger videos. So if you're interested in step-by-step how-to tutorials on Ledger, check those out, baby. Oh, and check out my latest videos on my channel, as always. So let's get jumping into the news here. Like I said, this particular website is a little hacky. I don't want to, disparage anybody, but, whatever. It's not like a prestigious organization as far as I can tell, but hey, they're probably prestigious. But anyway, this News BTC has an article about the altcoin breakout against Bitcoin after 6 months of sideways trading. And as I pointed out at the beginning of the video, the altcoins have been on quite a run. And it's an interesting run just in general from my point of view, because I have apps where I follow the price of Bitcoin and price of my altcoin portfolio. And in general, when there's a big run up in altcoins, you see 10, 20% gains, or 5, 10, 20% gains. They usually pull back after a day or two. And it's been, I've just been watching my portfolio go higher and higher and higher, and it's eerie. There's just, and every morning I wake up and I go, just don't worry about it. There's going to be a pullback. So when you open your app, it's going to be red. Just don't worry about it. Be cool. Take a deep breath and check prices. And then I open my app in the morning and everything's still green. And it's like, what the heck's going on? But anyway, This article kind of breaks down the pattern of the altcoins as in relation to Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance is down lately because of this big altcoin surge. So you might want to check it out. And then there's a little bit of chart analysis and doom saying where he says if they might fall back again. But anyway, I just wanted to point out you don't hear a lot in the news about the altcoin run up. You hear more about Bitcoin. So for those of you who are following my channel and are cryptocurrency heads, you're probably aware of this too. So anyway, pretty cool. Now here's big Bitcoin news. The SEC Commissioner HESTER PEIRCE, who is a crypto advocate or crypto friendly, so to speak, one of the members of the SEC. She has proposed a 3-year safe harbor period for crypto token sales. And the reason why this is good is because the SEC is looking at a lot of ICOs, or whatever they call them now, where they're raising money for a new coin, a new blockchain token, or whatever. It's when they first raise money, it is sort of like a stock in that sense. But as the project gets funded and they work on it and their blockchain becomes solidified and functional, they're not really their tokens are not really stocks anymore. They're on a blockchain and they're more like a coin or a cryptocurrency or a utility token than they are stock. So this 3-year grace period will allow young blockchain startups to not get smacked back and forth by SEC regulatory hell. It'll allow them some breathing room to develop their company and move it forward. And it's good news for up and coming blockchain technologies and new coins. So this is a really good event, and they call HESTER PEIRCE Crypto Mom because she's been so an advocate of the cryptocurrency space. So check out this article. I got the link down below. Check it out. Here's another good Bitcoin news. The blockchain daily the Bitcoin blockchain daily confirmed transactions hit a 5-month high. So this is a measurement, which of course you can do on the blockchain because it's transparent, of all of the transactions that are taking place on the blockchain in a certain amount of time. And it's reached a 5-month high, and it's not quite as many transactions as there were back in May, I believe is where they mentioned that. But we're getting up there. Transactions are increasing, and things are looking good for the Bitcoin network and the Bitcoin price as we move forward. And then here's another good article about Bitcoin and what's going on with Bitcoin. CME futures are hitting 3.5 or 3.25? Anyway, Bitcoin futures are up at 10K. These are the ones that are expiring, I believe, in April, March and April, or April and May, I'm not sure. But they're at 10,000. So things are looking forward. I hear a lot of good things about Bitcoin. Bitcoin, there's just not... people just can't think of any more ways to bash Bitcoin. They will, though. So, in fact, one of the bashes that I've heard of that's coming out now is that because Bitcoin went up, the price of Bitcoin went up after we came close to war with Iran, and because Bitcoin went up due to the global uncertainty of the coronavirus, people are saying, oh, Bitcoin, you guys are taking advantage of the misery of others or whatever, I don't know. Gold goes up in uncertainty. So, but anyway, that's another. Bitcoin lovers are looking for bad things to happen in the world, right? I don't know. My son is over there doing something noisy. All right, and then Twitter. That's one of the other things I wanted to talk about was we'll play around with the Cash App. I did a video on the Cash App's new debit card, and of course I don't have it here. And but I'll grab it. It's okay. I'll have to run away. I'll have to run upstairs and grab my wallet just to show you this card. But anyway, the price of Twitter and Square has gone up lately. And this is also good news in general for cryptocurrency because Jack Dorsey, who is the head of both companies, is a big advocate not only of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, but the Lightning Network, which is like a layer 2 network on top of the Bitcoin network, which will allow transactions to be processed faster and cheaper, I guess, right? So that's good stuff. So check out all of the articles that I have linked down below, and we can talk about. You can read these on your own, and I'll take questions. Now, there's one more article down there below about the TREZORs getting hacked. So we'll talk about that a little bit. I'm going to show you guys how to add a passphrase to your hardware wallet so that it'll be protected against this particular hack. It's also an additional layer of protection if someone were to find your backup seed, if you have a passphrase. So we'll talk about that a little bit. If I have a chance, right? I'm going to check what everybody's talking about tonight. Things are popping, so I'm hoping there's a lot of people here with questions. So yes, I do take questions. Sometimes I'm not paying attention to the chat window. But let's jump over there and let's check it out. Hello from Washington. Chadwick Austin is here. Hello, Chadwick. Linux Lewis is here. I think you can have BTC wash on the deep web, but that's a different story. Yeah, I don't know that Coinbase would, wash their Bitcoin or even demand that it be washed, but they might, and I don't know this, but, they might think they may be particular where they get their Bitcoin from, right? They may have people on staff that do chain analysis, and they probably, if they're looking to buy a bunch of Bitcoin to add to their liquidity, they probably try to find good Bitcoin. But you have to remember, though, a lot of the Bitcoin that Coinbase owns is deposited by users as well on the exchange in order to trade. So that they have no control over. So, I'm talking about stuff I really don't know about here. I don't know the inner workings of Coinbase. Rex, can you show me Zcoin with Ledger Nano S from beginning until end? I want to save it long term. We can check it out. Zcoin or Zcash? Zcoin? Zcoin. Okay. Well, there's Zcash, but Zcoin's obviously different, right? All right. Let's look at price charts. Yeah, we'll just check this guy out. See if we can find him. Okay, there it is. Well, first of all, let's see if it's even supported on Ledger. Okay. All right. Oh, XZC. Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, not supported on Ledger Live. Looks like it's okay. Supported in Electrum XZC. Okay, so this particular coin has its own version of Electrum. Uh, God, I wouldn't know how you would. Do they even have an app? Okay. Well, I don't know. This is on the Ledger website. That's kind of weird. Ah, there it is. How to manage Z-coins. All right. Oh, okay. So there's an app. Okay. All right. So, if we go over to Ledger Manager, there's a Zcoin app. So that would be the first order of business, right? You want to install the app for that coin on Ledger, right? So I'm going to connect my Ledger. I'm going to enter my PIN. All right. So, just go over to Manager. And let's see, we're going to get our camera here. Get ready to go. Closer. There we go. Whoop. Echo, turn off plant light. You gotta get that crazy green glow. It's like we're missing. Oh, there's a light. My kids are playing on their computers in the dark. All right, so let's go allow Ledger Manager here. We'll hit both buttons that are on the front here. And that gets us into the Ledger Manager. All right. And then what is this? XZC. All right. So pretty straightforward to get the app on your device, right? So when you store an app, when you install an app, all right, I'm not going to go through all this. So the problem is that apparently my Bitcoin app is not up to date. So I need to uninstall my Bitcoin app and reinstall it. Unfortunately, I can't do that unless I uninstall a whole bunch of other apps. Sometimes you have to go all the way down to no apps just to, upgrade all of your apps. This is kind of a pain on the Ledger. When you get this error message, you basically just need to uninstall usually Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin. But sometimes you got to take every single app off and then start over and install Bitcoin and then any other apps that you got on there in order to get a particular app installed. I'm not going to go through all that because it would take me like 5 or 10 minutes, and I don't want to spend that much time doing that. But the nub end, I wasn't going to install the wallet anyway because that would take me a little while, and I would have to write down the seed and all that stuff, and it's just not something I can do on the live stream. It's not a quick fix answer, right? So, but you go over to the GitHub site and you download this wallet, right? This is looks like a fork of the Electrum wallet, Electrum XZC. So you would need to download that wallet. We go through the verification, and then once you had that Zcoin app on your Ledger, you would connect your Ledger, and during the setup of the Electrum. Now this is the Electrum. I'm going to turn this off for a sec. This Electrum XZC is going to be very similar to the Electrum wallet, right? It's going to look a lot like that, except that it will be a specialized version for your XZT tokens. And you would, oh, I'd have to do this. Okay. All right. So when you start a new wallet, right? Let's just put that. Oh, test. Let's do that. All right. Right? You choose standard. See there, I use a hardware device, right? And then next, and then it looks for a ledger that's attached and using the right app, right? In this case, it would be looking for a ledger that's running, that's got the, is connected and in the Bitcoin app, because this is a Bitcoin wallet. But for your XCT wallet, you would download the specialized version of Electrum that works for that coin. You would be in the XCT app during this process, and then you could create an empty wallet, which you could use to withdraw your XCT. But I don't have that much time to go through that. But that's kind of an overview. Best of luck to you. Not too sure about this coin. I don't know if I would let it buy me a drink or not. Okay. Let's, I want to move over to the next. Calgapo's here. Yeah, I don't know about those crazy little small cap coins. Scott Lee, what's up with you? Oh, you guys are talking. Okay. Hey, Crypto Dad, if we want to invite you to our On the Chain Roundtable, what would be the best way to contact you? You can send me an email at CryptoDad.com. The CryptoDad. That's my email. It would, yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't know that it's, if some apps, I'm responding to Shah. He says something about he's on an S, not an X. The S and the X are very similar, the way they work. The apps, most of the apps work on both devices. There are some devices that no, background noise. Sorry, guys. There are some apps that are only compatible with one or the other device. Most of the apps work on both, but every now and then there's a rare occasion where a certain app wouldn't be available on the S, where it would be on the X, and vice versa. But in this case, I'm probably most sure that that XZ is available for both, right? Same process. Hello, Betty. Betty's here. People are talking to Betty. There she is. Okay. Scott Lee. Soup boiled over. Uh-oh. Need to clean up. Neon. Ugh. All right. Someone's asking me about the Neon wallet. So you basically go to their website, you download the wallet, and this is, let's see, we can do, let's go back here. Okay, it says it's not, I thought that, oh, Neon. Okay, did you say Neon or Neo? Isn't there a Neo wallet? Neo. Wasn't there a Neo coin? N-E-O? Yeah, there's a Neo coin. All right, and then there's a Neon coin. All right, so which is it? Neo, okay. All right, so you want Neo. Oh, this is what I want. Sorry. Neo. All right. All right. So basically, you would do this. You go through the same process. You would go over to Ledger Live. You would go over to Manager. You would install the Neo app on your device. Is it going to let me? What's up, buddy? What? All right. Will it or will it? Will he or won't he? Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, there. Where is it? I don't know. It's got to be there somewhere, right? Not EOS. Neo. There it is. Okay. So, now that the Neo app is installed on the device, I would hit both buttons to enter the Neo app. And then I would install the Neo wallet. All right, let's go ahead and do this. Just so. All right. Okay. All right, so it will not work within Ledger Live. So we can't use Ledger Live. We're going to have to use a third-party wallet. Now, there are a lot of cryptocurrencies out there that have apps for the Ledger device that are not viewable in Ledger Live. And a lot of people get all bent out of shape over that. I mean, they just can't support every crypto in Ledger Live. I mean, they're human beings, right? There may be technical issues that prevent them from, having account support in Ledger Live. But this device is capable of storing private keys. So if you can store your private key on this device, this cold wallet, this hardware wallet, then you're better off than another method, right? So sometimes you need a third-party wallet to access the private key that you have stored on this device. And it's a little bit of a pain, but it's more secure than like a desktop-based wallet or keeping it on an exchange. So Neo is one of those examples, right? We cannot use Ledger Live to manage our Neo. We have to use Neo Wallet. So let's go over there. It looks like, what did it do? It just like went to a website, it looks like. All right, so I'm going to hit New Wallet. No. I don't want to do that. What do I want? I would like Open Wallet. There we go. No, that's not it. Come on. Oh, here we go. Okay. Open the manager, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we did that. Download the Neo wallet. Okay, open the Neo wallet. Open the Neo app on your device. Log in using Ledger in the Neo wallet. Okay, so they say. All right. Oh. Seriously? All right, let's try. Oh, Neon wallet. Pardon me. All right. Well, that's weird. What am I mixed up here? Are we still talking about Neo? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. So we download this wallet. Let's put it in our downloads. All right. Let's show in folder. All right. I'm gonna double click the installer. All right. I didn't notice any verification, but apparently they have it. Okay, there we go. All right. Now, see, there's a ledger option over here, right? So it wants me to connect and unlock my ledger, which I thought I had done. Let's double check that. It says it's ready. All right, so it didn't take. So I'm going to exit the Neo app. And I'm going to try again. See if it connects. But it's not. Connect and unlock ledger, which I have done. All right, so let's try this a different way. Let's exit. All right, and let's go back in here. This is N, LMN. Let's try this one more time. All right, so okay. So it says go to ledger, and it says connect and unlock my ledger device. So I'm gonna go into the Neon app one more time and see if it sees it. Navigate to the Neo app on your device. I've done all that. All right, it's not cooperating with me. Okay, all right. I'm gonna disconnect the device, completely disconnect the device, and start again. I'm gonna hit and have to re-enter my PIN. If it doesn't work this time, I'm moving on. But this is how you would manage your Neo. All right, I've entered my PIN. Nope. Okay. I was still in the Neo app, by the way. Yeah, for whatever reason, it's not cooperating with me. It's not. Okay. That would be, but I've used this wallet before and it worked. So I'm not really sure what's going on here. Am I in the right app? It's Neo. Yeah, I've got the Neo app on here. There is no neon. No. Okay. Right. So I'm not sure why it's not working. I apologize. It's not working. It should be, but it's not. I would like reboot my computer, keep trying, disconnect, reconnect, just do all that stuff that I'm not really willing to do while I'm in the middle of the live stream, right? But sometimes you have to troubleshoot. But generally, these third-party wallets work fine when you go to connect. Let's see. Yeah, boy, it is a really stubborn little wallet, right? It's just not cooperating with me. I'll try one more time. Nope. All right, let's move on. Oh, my God. All right, give me 1 minute. I'm going to run upstairs and grab my wallet. Oh, what happened there? Oh, okay. I don't know what's that. Okay. So I'm sharing my phone, which is cool. I'm in Trust Wallet. Trust Wallet is an iOS-based non-custodial wallet where the private keys are stored on your device and you write down a recovery phrase. Right? So I can restore it if I lose my phone, blah, 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 right? Now, Cash App is a different animal. I can store Bitcoin in Cash App, but it's custodial, right? They're the ones holding the private keys for me. But there's some pretty cool stuff going on with Cash App that I wanted to just bring up. I posted a video this morning on this. The Cash App now has a debit card. They may have had it for a while. I don't know. I think it's been around longer than I realized, right? But I have one, right? So this is, it's a white card. It's got your name and the card number on the back and the Visa logo. But the front of it is just the chip and this little doodle, right? There are several doodles to choose from, or you can make your own doodle, which I tried a few times and it was horrible. So I just got their Bitcoin logo, right? So, but using this card, I can spend Bitcoin in the real world. So what do I mean by that? Okay. Oh, thank you. All right. So what I mean by that is if I wanted to deposit some Bitcoin in here from my ledger, which unfortunately I don't think I have any Bitcoin in my ledger at the moment. Let's check. Oh, yeah, there's a little bit in there. Okay, so if I wanted to, if I, like I wake up and I look at my Bitcoin holdings in my hardware wallet, right? This is my ledger-based wallet, Ledger Live. And I say to myself, man, Bitcoin's popping. My initial investment is doubled. So I'm going to say to myself, you know what? Why don't I spend a little of my Bitcoin? Why not, right? It's worth a lot more than what I bought it for, so it's almost free money, right? But I am spending Bitcoin, right? I'm going to lose some of that Bitcoin. Now, some people, traders or whatever, they might say to themselves, wow, Bitcoin is doubled in value. Let me sell it for cash or Tether or some other stable coin, get out of it, and wait for it to go back down again, and then I can buy it again, right? So they completely abandon their Bitcoin, totally abandon their Bitcoin position, and then waiting for the price to go down, which is all well and good if the price does go back down again, and then they can buy it back with that cash that they set aside and get it and end up with more Bitcoin. But they could end up on the wrong side of that trade, right? Bitcoin could keep going up. And then they're stuck. They sold their Bitcoin at 5,000. They got 5,000 cash in their exchange. And then Bitcoin goes up to 7,000. Now they're faced with a decision. What should I do? I guess I'll just I'll use my 5,000 to buy back as much Bitcoin as I can. And so now they don't have a full Bitcoin. They've got less than a full Bitcoin. And, they've sort of, because you never really know what markets are going to do. But in this case, if I say, okay, I've made some money on my Bitcoin, why don't I just reap the benefits? I spend a little bit of it, but not all of it, right? So if I had a whole Bitcoin and I decided to spend, say, 0.01 of it, right? I'd still have quite a bit of Bitcoin. But I would also have some extra money that I didn't have before that I could use to buy something I want or need, right? So let's say that I want a new pair of shoes, right? And I want to run down to the mall and buy a new pair of shoes with my Cash App card. All right, there's only $21 on there. So maybe I'll spend a little bit of my Bitcoin. Well, how am I going to do that, right? So let's go over here. This is the main part or the home part of the app. I just clicked on the 21 down in the bottom left corner of my phone, right? Now I can go into Bitcoin and look at the Bitcoin holding in the Cash app. Now, there's no Bitcoin in there at the moment, right? But I have Bitcoin in my own wallet, my Ledger wallet, and I want to spend it, right? So why send it back to Coinbase and then cash out and then tell Coinbase I want to make a withdrawal and have to wait 3 to 5 business days for the money to clear and end up in my bank account when I could just deposit this directly into Cash App and within minutes have access to that Bitcoin and just spend it in the real world, right? So let's do that. So let's do deposit Bitcoin and then let's share that address, right? I'm going to share it with myself. Right? I'll just send myself a little email. All right. And the reason I did that is because I don't really want to try to type that entire Bitcoin address into my Ledger interface, right? All right. So I'm just going to go over here. Let's see. I'll check my mail. All right. Popular tonight. There we go. That's the address that I'm looking for, right? Now, let's put the phone back up. I want to go over here to my ledger. Now, I'm just going to send all of this, but I didn't have to. I could just send part of it, right? So let's hit send, and we'll paste in the address we're sending to. And then if you'll notice, when I do deposit Bitcoin on the phone, I can eyeball the two addresses and just kind of make sure that they match, right? So I know I'm sending my Bitcoin to the right place, right? And then I'll hit continue over here. And now I could send max if I wanted to. It's only 30 bucks worth of Bitcoin, but I could send less than that if I wanted, right? I could take that out and I could say, oh, just send $20 worth of Bitcoin, right? And it will calculate the amount of Bitcoin and the network fee for me. And then I'll hit continue, continue, and then we're going to need to confirm on the device. I get a lot of people asking me, hey, what's happening? It's not working. It's just spinning. And I say, oh, pick up your device and look at it. And it's probably asking you to do something. It's not because, well, the screen is telling me to open the Bitcoin app on my device, right? So I'm looking at my device and it says application ready. Well, I remember that I wasn't in the Bitcoin app. I was in a different app. So I'm going to use, there's a little arrow here. It says I can move over to quit. And I'm going to hit both buttons when I get on top of quit. Now I can use the navigation all the way to the end, all the way around to Bitcoin again. Now that I'm in Bitcoin, I'll hit both buttons. And now it's ready to continue, right? Because I did what the screen was asking me. I had to do something on my device. There's an interplay between the screen that you see on your computer and the device that you're holding in your hand. So you need to be aware that sometimes the screen is waiting on the device and sometimes the device is waiting on the screen. All right. There. Now the device wants me to review the transaction, right? So there's that little arrow there. It wants me to move to the next screen. So I'm going to hit one arrow and move to the next screen there. That's the amount of Bitcoin that I'm sending, right? That's funny, it's 0.002 Bitcoin for $20 because Bitcoin is pretty close to 10,000, right? So I'm going to hit the next one. There's the address I'm sending it to again, right? And then there's my accept. I hit both buttons. That is and then I also have to confirm the fee. Sometimes they split it up. I'm not sure why, but they do sometimes. So just deal with it, right? There's the fee, and then, pardon me, accept and send. And then I'm done. All right. So always be aware when you're in the middle of a transaction, look at your device. Sometimes it's not clear what to do next, right? Sometimes when it says review transaction, you need to sort of move to the next screen to see all of the information that it's presenting to you so that you can confirm. It's a small device with a small screen and two buttons, right? There's no keyboard, so there's the interface is a little difficult to deal with. That's because it's a small device with two buttons, right? What are you going to do? All right, so we sent that Bitcoin out. Not all of it, some of it. Right? And that's going to end up eventually in my Cash app. Right? So I'll just kind of keep that open. There, the Bitcoin amount went down. And all right, so we'll just kind of hang out and wait for that to happen. I was also going to show you the passphrase option. It's a little difficult in the ledger, but let me just take a look at if there's anybody asking questions real quick. Sometimes I drone on and people are okay. Bye, Scott. I hope their kitchen's not too messy from your boiling over. Okay. All right, so Muddy is telling me he can't send Neo to that wallet. I would assume that if it did connect to that ledger and create an empty wallet, that I would be able to send Neo there if I had some on an exchange. But if that's not working for you, I'm not, I don't know what to tell you. You might want to check that Ledger article that I had open there. Just Google Ledger space Neo and check that out. Maybe there's some guidance there. But my assumption is that an empty Neo wallet would accept Neo. Neon isn't the same as Neo, I think. And I thought that too, but Ledger told me to go to get the Neon wallet. So we started with Neo, right? Neo, and then they told me to get the Neon wallet. Okay. Seemed weird to me too, because there was also a Neon coin, wasn't there? Yeah, this is like a different coin. I don't get it. Yeah. This is the Neo tracker. I don't know. All right, we can try this. Wants me to create a wallet. Yeah, see, this is a standalone wallet. This is not a wallet that I can use to interface on with a ledger. So I don't know what's going on here. It's kind of weird. Yeah, that would be different. We're not going to do that. This is no. Open wallet, key store, private key encrypted. No. Yeah, it's not going to work. Okay. But that is weird that it told me to go use the Neon wallet. Seemed odd to me. All right. Let's get rid of all this stuff. Let's go back here. Let's go back here. Wait for that Bitcoin. That Bitcoin should come there soon, right? All right. Let's get back here. Peter A. You're supposed to sell half of all your BTC at the top, just in case, or 1/3. Yeah, sensible. Sell it for cash, or you can spend it, right? There are lots of the Cash app. Now, okay, there it is. All right, so basically, I still own Bitcoin, right? This is still Bitcoin. I could withdraw this Bitcoin back to my wallet and never, miss a beat, right? I'd lose a little bit of transaction fees. But what I really want to do is spend this Bitcoin in the real world. So the easy way to do that is to just, here, I'm going to move the phone a little bit so you guys can see everything here. Let's get this guy down. We're done with the, we've moved the Bitcoin out of our cold storage. Right? But the idea here is that it happened quickly, right? So I'm normally going to keep most of my Bitcoin in cold storage, right? But let's say like I said, I woke up, I wanted to buy a new pair of shoes, cost $40. So I needed to liquidate some of my Bitcoin, and I only liquidated what I needed at that time, and then just held on to the rest of it, right? Now Bitcoin might go up or down, right? I'm not a trader guy. I'm just a hodler guy. When Bitcoin is down, I tend to want to try to buy more if I can afford it. When Bitcoin is up, then I might want to spend a little bit, right? So here's how we're going to spend it, right? Let's go over to Bitcoin. Oh, I'm sorry. We have to go down to that little squiggly line down there at the bottom towards the right, and then go over to Bitcoin. And now I want to sell, right? I'm going to hit sell. I'm going to sell it all. We'll hit next. Face ID. I'm going to confirm that. There is a fee. There's always going to be some small fees, especially with a third-party app like Cash App. But I got most of it, right? And now I have $41 available to take my card and run down to the Foot Locker or Payless or wherever I want to buy some shoes and use this in the real world. In fact, I could have kept the Bitcoin as Bitcoin on my phone, until like Monday or Tuesday when I had a chance to go to the store. And then Bitcoin could have been more, right? I could have had $40 worth of Bitcoin instead of 20. But I had also run the risk of the Bitcoin going down and not having enough money to buy my shoes, right? But the idea here is on a day, we see the value of Bitcoin, we decide we want to spend a little bit, we deposit it from cold storage onto this app, we cash out so that the balance is available, and then we spend it in the real world. Easy, right? All right, so that was the end of that demo, right? Yeah, that's another. Peter is mentioning that instead of if like a trader, a trader mind might. The only reason I mentioned Tether was because Tether is designed for people that are trying to avoid the volatility of cryptocurrency in general, right? So when they've made gains in a particular crypto, they move it back into Tether, which sticks to the US dollar value. We won't talk about how valueless the US dollar is becoming, but Peter said that you might want to try, if you've made a bunch of gains in Bitcoin, you might want to move into an altcoin that might also go up, right? Now, there's a possibility that altcoin that you throw those Bitcoin gains into Litecoin, and then Litecoin goes down, but Litecoin could go up. So there's lots of ways to play with your money. I was just using that as the alternate example. But we never know when the top is, right? Yeah, and don't go with scam coins, right? I try to stick to the top 20. Good question. What is it? It's all about finding the top, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Yeah, so Professor Sen mentioned that XRP is very fast, faster than Bitcoin, most likely. Yeah, it's all in your mentality of what you want to do. If you're a trader and you want to be trader minded, then that's your thing. If you're a hodler and you want to be hodler minded, then that's your thing, right? Like I said, I tend to buy more when on red days and maybe consider cashing a little bit out on up days, right? Mr. David, can I have a coin on Ledger X and not show an icon? Yes, you can. You can delete apps and you can delete accounts, right? So let's say, for example, Tezos, right? So there's Tezos, right? Let's delete it. We'll first delete the account, right? Tezos is gone. Right, now let's go back. Oops, I don't know what I'm doing here. I may have done something. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Actually, I can just get the account back on there. Let's do that. Now, this is just at the account level, right? Let's go out. Oops. Quit. Let's go over to Tezos. We can find it. I see it. There we go. Let's go back into Tezos. Right? And now let's hit add account. Let's hit Tezos. Hit continue. Right? And it's going to synchronize. And there's that Tezos. Right? I'm not going to add a new Tezos account. I'll just re-add the old one that was there before. We'll close it. Check it out. There it is. It's still staked. Everything's good. Everything's wonderful. Good deal. Now, I could also, let's do Litecoin this time. Let's delete the account. Right? And then let's go to Manager. This may not be the wisest thing for me to do. I need to go to quit here. Actually, I may run into that same issue where it's going to tell me. Actually, I don't think I have Litecoin on here. I think I ran into that same issue that I was running into earlier with that XTZ. Yeah, it's not there. All right. Let's delete some apps and see if we can do this. I'll uninstall Ethereum. I will uninstall Bitcoin if I can. It might tell me, oh, Okay. See, that's the problem. When you try to uninstall Bitcoin, there's other apps that rely on it that won't let you uninstall Bitcoin. All right, so. Oh, I did this before. I'm going to have to do it again. Okay. Oh, Lord. Okay. I don't know if it's Vertcoin, but let's do it. I'm just going to get everything off here.
Did you know there's a Subway restaurant in Wolves?
I'm just looking at the apps. I'm just going to keep deleting them until they're all gone.
The first part of
I don't know if there's a quick way to do this.
Caps abuse is not against the rules.
Because I really don't know what app Bitcoin is complaining about that it won't let me uninstall Bitcoin.
Can't believe they had to add that to their system.
Okay. Ugh. They sort these by market cap, so there we go. They're not in alphabetical order. All right, it's Factcom. What the heck is Factcom? All right. This is one of the weaknesses that I've seen with the Ledger devices. For some reason, the only way to upgrade the apps is to delete them and then reinstall them. The problem with that, and that wouldn't be so bad, but for whatever reason, there's some interdependency between the apps. And so, like, right now, I'm trying to uninstall Bitcoin, and it won't let me. It's telling me that I have some other app that depends on Bitcoin. So, why can't they just delete those apps, right? Why couldn't it say, oh, well, if you delete Bitcoin, you won't be able to use Digibyte anymore? But it doesn't. It just tells me, nope, there's some mysterious dependency that we're not going to tell you what it is. That all right. Ugh. All right. I got to be getting somewhere, right? All right, let's take Monero off. Let's get it all. I guess I'll go ahead and take that Tezos off too. So Mr. David's question was, can I have cryptocurrency on my ledger and not have an icon? And the answer is yes. You can completely wipe this off and the cryptocurrency will still be there. Sort of. In fact, actually, they all get deleted. But there's one thing that does not get deleted, and that is the master private key for the device. Now that master private key can maybe it was Bitcoin Cash. Might have just been Bitcoin Cash was the one that's depending on Bitcoin. Maybe I don't need to. Let's try it. Let's just go ahead and put Bitcoin back. See if we can put Bitcoin back on there now. Oh, cripes, we're trying to uninstall it. Pardon me. Let's see if we can get Bitcoin off now. Maybe it was Bitcoin Cash that was the dependency. Looks like it's going to work.
Wow, there's one point in the video.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine Stellar and ADA and all those others. And XRP. Hey, there it is. It must have been the Bitcoin Cash was the one. All right. Now, you remember I deleted my Litecoin account, and I don't have the Litecoin app on my device. So the question is the Litecoin still on there? Well, yes and no. The Litecoin private key got deleted when I deleted the Litecoin app, right? So there is no Litecoin private key on this device. However, if I were to re-add the Litecoin app, the master private key on this device will regenerate. Whoops. Oh. All right, Rex, focus. All right, got to put the right Bitcoin back on there again. This will ensure that I have the latest version of the Bitcoin app. All right. Okay. There we go. Okay. So now that I'm installing the Litecoin app again, that master private key will generate a Litecoin address, right? But it's the exact same Litecoin address it generated the last time I added the Litecoin app, right? And so it regenerated that private key that I deleted because it's a deterministic wallet. It's not going to just regenerate a random Litecoin private key, right? So let's go over to Litecoin. Let's hit both buttons. Continue. All right, now it's scanning for private keys. It's looking for private keys. When it finds a private key that has a balance on the blockchain, there it is. Boom. Right? So I was able to delete it and re-add it, and it's not lost. Right? I know that sounds scary, but that Litecoin, the Litecoin was there, right? If you ever had Litecoin on there before and you deleted the account and you deleted the app, all you got to do is re-add the app and scan for accounts. It'll find any old accounts that you had on there before. Right? Pretty cool piece of hardware. No, I don't know about these. These are probably wondering where the Ethereum app is, right? Where is that Ethereum app? I'm going to add that back just so I'll have it. But at any time that if I needed to send or if I needed to send some Ethereum out, I could reinstall. See, and in this case, I don't need to add the account, right? The Ethereum accounts were already there. They just needed the app to manage the balances, right? And in fact, even without all of the apps, I could throw the ledger in a lake and still be able to monitor the balances in Ledger Live. I wouldn't be able to send anything out, and I would have to buy a new ledger and restore from my seed phrase, but I'd still wouldn't lose any of this crypto. All right. I wanted to do the passphrase thing before it gets too late. Let me see if there's any pressing issues. I don't know. Okay, so Natty is asking about MetaMask with a ledger. I don't know that that works. It might. let's see. Come on, Rex. Nope. What am I trying to do here? I know it's here. Nope. Here? Ah, here we go. All right. Okay. All right, so connect hardware wallet, right? So we have the ledger connected, and I'm going to go ahead and enter the Ethereum app here, right? And now that it's ready, I'm going to go connect hardware wallet. And I want to use ledger, and I'll hit connect. And we'll see if this works. I had one failure earlier. Don't have a hardware one. Okay. Yeah. Well, maybe you got a point here, Natty Nate. The Natty Nate. Doesn't appear to be interfacing properly. Let's exit. Let's re-enter. Just try again. Yeah, it doesn't appear to be cooperating with me either. But this, I mean, that's what. Does it want me to go back here? No. 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 Yeah, it's not connecting. All right, let's exit that. Let's try again. All right, so connect hardware wallet. Okay, I'm going to exit the app. All right, and then I'm going to wait for it to tell me to connect. Maybe that's what it wants. All right, select a hardware wallet. Right, connect your hardware wallet directly to your computer. Select an account. Start using dApps and more. Okay. Ready to connect? Yes. Connect. All right. So I'm assuming it wants me in the Ethereum app. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't appear to be working the way it's supposed to. I don't know, it just seems weird that MetaMask wants to connect to my hardware. The ledger has its own interface for your Ethereum. I'm assuming you're trying to like use a decentralized exchange or something like that, and that's why you want to connect your ledger. But most decentralized exchanges will allow you to use either MetaMask or a ledger or a TREZOR. So I'm not really sure why you need your hardware device connected to MetaMask, but it doesn't appear to be working. I don't know what it's doing. You know what we could try now that we're here at this point? We could try. Let's try the TREZOR. I've got a TREZOR. So let's see if the TREZOR will give us any joy, right? I'm going to enter my PIN. All right, enter, okay. Now I'm going to go to TREZOR wallet. Wallet, I think it's right here. Is that what I want? Okay. Okay, I understand. Ugh, that's not what I want. All right. Let's go over here. I just want the regular old, plain old vanilla TREZOR wallet. Okay, so there. It wants me to, I gotta do this thing. All right. All right. I've already set up the passphrase. I was hoping that we could. That's okay. When you add a passphrase to your Trezor, it adds an additional layer of security on top. All right. Now, but I'm going to disable that. Okay. I can always add it back later. All right. It wants me to confirm on my device. Ugh, doggone it. Come on. Disable passphrase. Confirm, yes. Oh, okay. Now it wants me to disconnect, and I gotta go through all this again. But that's okay. I didn't want the passphrase on there when we tried to connect to MetaMask, because then it would probably like glitch out. All right, so let's re-enter the PIN again. All right. Okay, and you'll notice there the configuration changed, right? There's a passphrase protected configuration, and then there's the default configuration. The default configuration can be restored with the seed phrase, right? If I lose the Trezor. The passphrase protected configuration can only be restored if I remember the password. So if I lost the Trezor and I needed access to the passphrase protected configuration, I would restore using my original seed phrase, and then I would enable a passphrase and use that exact same passphrase again to gain access to the accounts that were associated with the passphrase protected configuration. Whatever. All right, let's go over to MetaMask and see if that gives us any joy. Maybe the fact that I was running live, maybe if I quit live, it would recognize my ledger. Let's close this and go over here and try MetaMask again. And this time we'll do Connect Hardware Wallet, only this time we'll try Trezor, right? We've got it ready to go. Let's hit Connect. Hey, wow, it worked. Yes, I wanted to read my private keys. Oh God, and it's like wants me to update firmware and all this stuff. Okay. Export. Okay. All right. So the Ethereum accounts on here are most empty, I'm assuming. Right? But this is what should be happening on the ledger. And there we go, right? So we were able to connect the Trezor and interface with MetaMask. That worked. Why the ledger didn't work, I don't know for sure. Maybe it was because I had Ledger Live on at the time. Maybe it was like interfacing with both. So let me just go ahead and we'll try one more time. We'll do Ledger this time. I'm going to enter my PIN again. I don't know how many times I've entered PINs tonight, but a lot. You just have to get used to it, right? Just you got to be rigorous in life, right? Right. Now, when I connected the Trezor, it sort of automatically launched the Ethereum app for me, right? Trezor doesn't have like a app selection interface like the Ledger does. But let's try again, right? Oh, see, it's got Trezor in there. That's cool. Let's try another one. No. All right. How can it not do that anymore? It seems like it's like caught. All right. Ugh. Oh, okay. Let's forget. Forget about it. Let's try Ledger again, right? Right, and it's got that little Ethereum icon there, so I'm assuming it means, oh, you got to be in the Ethereum app before you do this, right? But you remember when we did it with the TREZOR, it's like, boom, right away. Oh, wait, there it is. God knows, I don't know, it worked, right? Maybe because I had Ledger Live open. But you'll notice there, that's that same Ethereum balance that I had on, that you saw on Ledger Live. Same private key, but it's interfacing with MetaMask, right? Let's unlock that. All right, and there we go. And it shows my sub tokens. That's pretty cool, right? Shows my all my other Ethereum tokens. Message: a multi-collateral DAI token has been released. Your old tokens are now called Psi. Please upgrade your Psi tokens to the new. You can do that later. I didn't know about that. All right. Wow. Thank you, MetaMask, for telling me. Now we can even check here. Yeah. Isn't that cool? Right? And I can manage that device. I can manage, let's say I want to send. What I want to do? Send somewhere. No. Directly deposit Ether, right? Oh, that's from somewhere else. Okay, so let's say I want to send. Oh, I would sort of need a recipient too. Neat. I'm messing around here. I don't want to put it in the wrong place. But I'm assuming that when you try to send, then you're going to get your normal alerts on your... let's see, just try to count one. I don't know what that is. Let's try this other account. Okay. So yeah, let's do that. But how much do I want to send? Amount. Oh! Let's just send 0.2. Let's just play around. All right, let's hit, let's do 0.1, just in case. All right, let's hit next. Now, I want to confirm that. It should ask me on the ledger. There, see? The ledger is asking me to confirm the transaction. So let's go. There's the amount. There's the address. There's the fees. Accept and send, but I'm not going to do it, right? I'm just going to reject. Whoops. So when you reject, then it doesn't happen, right? You have to confirm all the transactions using your device because the private keys are stored on here and you control the private keys through those buttons, right? So there's no way to get cryptocurrency off this device unless I know the PIN and I'm going to approve the transactions, right? So it's pretty cool. Okay, so the Natty Nate, maybe don't run live, maybe reboot your computer, try a couple times, disconnect, reconnect, make sure you're in the Ethereum app. That was the combo that seemed to work, at least that last time, right? I tried waiting until it was looking before I entered Ethereum app, but this last time I entered the Ethereum app before I chose Ledger, and then once I did that, it seemed to work. But, you know, who knows why it didn't work the first time and why it did work the third time. Who knows? But I just kept trying, right? So pretty cool. Now, also on here, I should be able to see, let's see here. Over here, oh yeah, over here I can see all my ERC20 tokens that I have stored in this Ethereum address, right? And there are some tokens that it doesn't see. You can like add a custom token, right? If it's a token that's not recognized. All right, pretty cool. Not bad. All right, see what you guys got over here. So I didn't really cover that passphrase thing very well, but I would like to just briefly talk about it There was a TREZOR hack that occurred not too long ago. All right, where KRAKEN was able to hack into a TREZOR wallet. But they use specialized hardware, which I can't find a picture of right here, real quick. There's that news BTC site again. They do have a picture of the hack, though, so kudos to them. So basically, they took the device apart, they stuck a bunch of wires and connectors on there, and they were able to extract the private key. So you have to remember that this particular hack requires physical access to the device, right? It's not an internet hack, right? Now, a lot of things are vulnerable to people with physical access, right? My big screen TV is vulnerable to someone that breaks into my house. The safe in my house is vulnerable to someone who has physical access, right? I don't have like a high-end safe, so they could probably get to it with, a drill and a crowbar, right? So claiming that something is weak to people with physical access is kind of a stretch, right? But okay, they had this specialized hardware, they broke into this device, and they managed to extract the private key. So what are you going to do, right? There is a way to protect a hardware device with an additional passphrase. And the way that that works is if you look at the Mastering Bitcoin book, which you can just Google Mastering Bitcoin, this is the GitHub book. If we look in wallets, you can see the way that wallets are created with math, right? They basically generate a random number. This is within the hardware wallet. They perform some transformations, and then they spit out that seed. And you guys are familiar with that, right? And if you lose the wallet, you can use that seed to recreate that same wallet and all the sub-wallets within it, right? Under normal circumstances, that phrase can be put into this transformation, and that the private seed would be recreated, right? That private seed. But there's another thing that you can also do, this optional passphrase. Now, the optional passphrase would create a completely different seed, as I was talking earlier about configurations, right? In the passphrase protected configuration, there's a different private key, master private key, and different wallets, right? So if I created a passphrase, I added it to my hardware device, it would crunch that passphrase with my seed phrase and create a new seed where I could store Bitcoin. And if I disconnected my device and an attacker tried to extract my private keys and got these words, or this long number, which is this number, right? They would not be able to access my private seed because they would be missing that passphrase, right? Unless, of course, my passphrase was written on a sticky note, that was stuck to my monitor, right? You'd have to protect the passphrase, either commit it to memory, or write it down and keep it somewhere separate from your seed phrase, right? But that's ultimate security. You can do that on a ledger too. I'll probably have to do a video on that. The ledger is a little more complicated, but I'll briefly show you just real quick. If I am using my ledger and I decide that I want to enter a passphrase protected configuration, I hold both buttons down. I enter this control panel. I go over to settings, and then from general I go to security, and then from security I go to passphrase. And then I hit passphrase, and then there's two ways to do it. There's attach to pin or set temporary. So a set temporary means that just as long as I've got this device plugged in and connected, I'll have access to that new configuration. As soon as I disconnect this device, then that configuration is gone until I re-enter this passphrase again, right? So if I power down the device, the passphrase configuration will be cleared, and there'll be no way to access it unless me, the person that knows the passphrase, re-enters it, right? I could set a passphrase and do all this stuff. I'm not going to do it. I don't know it'll let me out. I'm going to have to enter at least one. Okay. Yeah. Just going to enter one and confirm. Okay, so then I confirm it, and then I got to re-enter my PIN, and then I've got a brand new configuration where I can store, create new wallets, put transfer Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever into these new wallets, and then they'll be gone when I disconnect the device. And when the device gets reconnected, in order to access those accounts, I'll need to re-enter that passphrase. I know it's complicated, but that is a way around those hardware hacks, right? And it's also a way around someone breaks into my house and finds my seed phrase. They might be able to get all my Bitcoin unless I have my Bitcoin protected with a passphrase on my device, which makes you would need to know both the seed phrase and the passphrase. Wow, it's crazy. All right, we're almost done, but I'm gonna check here. Oh, Kick Token. Yeah, it's funny. Kick Token was like handed out to people randomly, and you got 888,888 Kick Token. And when they arrived, it was worth $200 if I remember the day it arrived. Maybe more, maybe less. All right. But then it went down to where it was only worth like $50. But today it went like crazy, right? Let's see. You guys probably noticed that I had some Kick Token. I was one of the lucky few that got some. There's my Kick Token. Holy cow, yeah. It's up to $350 worth. I'm waiting for it to go to $1. But that's pretty cool. Yeah. But the only cryptocurrency exchange I believe is KuCoin. KuCoin, you can trade Kitcoin on KuCoin. Right? You could deposit some Kitcoin and sell it for Bitcoin, right? Deposit, withdraw, transfer. This transfer would be... Oh, you'd have to move it into your trading account and do whatever. Every exchange is a little different, right? But it's funny because it just kind of appeared in my wallet, so my portfolio should be much higher now, shouldn't it? Oh, we moved some Bitcoin off, yeah. Oh, so the Kick token is $349, and it's not really... See, it says... Oh, whatever. It's cool stuff. Yeah, it was a free airdrop, and I'm assuming that if I wanted to move it onto this exchange, I could, and then I could sell it if I wanted to. Huh. Interesting. All right. Okay, guys. So winding down. It's 9:30, past 9:30, past my bedtime. All right. Don't forget, we do this every Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please join me again for the live Q&A from Michigan, where I'll take questions. We'll talk about Bitcoin. We'll talk about the markets. I'll move some crypto around. I'll do my best to troubleshoot with you guys to the best of my ability. Sometimes I'll fail. Sometimes I'll succeed. So tune in and watch for it. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me, and hope to see you again soon.